productive and efficient, stable and quality-minded, high morale, safe and reliable, innovative and lean, engaged, cost-effective, value-added. In today's competitive and dynamic marketplace, employing the right strategy to remain productive and efficient and providing high-quality, value-added products and services at a cost-effective price is paramount. Keeping employees engaged in their work and keeping employee morale high directly contribute to the right strategy. My name is Lori Lobby, and I am the Operations Manager of Alstom Power's Rocky Mountain Service Center, located in Denver, Colorado. I, like you, want these terms associated with my operation. The Rocky Mountain Service Center supplies replacement materials and fabricated pressure part components for domestic and international power generation markets. Similar to the U.S. economy, the power generation market experienced a huge downturn in April of 2009. The Rocky Mountain Service Center workload decreased in kind. As a result, the Rocky Mountain Service Center pressure part employee morale suffered and culminated in an increase in internal nonconformances, as well as inconsistent product quality, efficiency, and productivity. These challenges made it necessary to reduce the pressure part workforce on a temporary basis, and 13 employees were furloughed for 12 weeks, July through October of 2009. The workload forecast is not any more promising for the 2010 fiscal year. A new organizational structure could address the quality, productivity, efficiency, and employee morale issues experienced the past year at the Rocky Mountain Service Center. A new organizational structure, such as self-managed production teams, would allow the Rocky Mountain Service Center employees the ability to be an integral part of a business solution and positively affect the Rocky Mountain Service Center overall business, effectively avoiding furloughs. As a potential solution to the issues experienced by the Rocky Mountain Service Center, an action research project aimed at gaining new insights into the effectiveness of self-managed production teams as a business solution was launched and led to this action research question. How can the development and implementation of self-managed production teams at Alstom Power's Rocky Mountain Service Center improve employee morale, productivity, and quality of work, especially during the slower summer months? To begin the process, it's important to know what self-managed production teams are. Self-managed production teams are groups of individuals who can self-regulate work on their interdependent tasks that have control over the management and execution of an entire set of tasks. Utilizing action research methodology, a review of literature was conducted which further defined self-managed production teams, highlighted the benefits and challenges of self-managed production teams, and discussed critical aspects of implementing self-managed production teams. The literature suggests that when properly implemented, self-managed production teams have the potential to improve production line facilities like the Rocky Mountain Service Center. A pilot self-managed production team was commenced on the weekend shift in early June and was essentially completed by July 11, 2010. For study purposes, an indirect project was selected for piloting versus an actual production job. This project, the floor striping project, has a direct relation to the production flow of the Rocky Mountain Service Center work and can help improve job productivity. Data was collected during and after the pilot project through the use of individual interviews, a focus group, participant observation, administration of 3 surveys for different stakeholder groups, and a review of corporate artifacts. The data was analyzed and synthesized with 3 processes: categorizing and coding key experiences and a mini organizational review. Categorizing and coding was utilized with the Rocky Mountain Service Center employee surveys, the Windsor Pressure Parts Department surveys, and a portion of the upper management surveys. The key experiences process was used to evaluate the interviews and focus group data. The mini organizational review was used for the remaining portion of the upper management surveys and the review of corporate artifacts to determine if the implementation of self-managed production teams meets Alstom's strategic focus and initiatives, and to ensure that Alstom's policies would support the structural and organizational changes that may result through the implementation of self-managed production teams. In addition to determining that the implementation of self-managed production teams supports Alstom's strategic initiatives and that Alstom's policies are flexible enough to accommodate the changes that may be required as a result of team implementation, three major research findings resulted: increased employee morale, increased productivity, and increased quality. Increased employee morale and pride in a job well done are already evident at the Rocky Mountain Service Center, especially on the weekend shift. Having a voice in the operation, whether as part of the pilot self-managed production team or being included in recent process change communications, has positively affected all Rocky Mountain Service Center employees, regardless of the shift worked. Employees appear to be communicating better, resulting in less conflict in a more cohesive facility. While it is difficult to quantitatively measure employee morale, from a qualitative perspective, it feels different in the facility this summer. As one employee stated, "It's affected me 100% positively as far as morale and efficiency. People feel like they are directly involved, and then they've taken the extra step. Morale leads to all the rest, productivity and quality. It's the cornerstone to it all." Productivity is measured by comparing the estimated job hours to the actual job hours on every job produced by the Rocky Mountain Service Center. Each month, it is determined through these job actuals if the Rocky Mountain Service Center was over, under, or met the assigned man hours. Historically, during slower periods of production, the Rocky Mountain Service Center overruns its estimated hours by an average of 20%. However, since implementation of this action research project, the Rocky Mountain Service Center has experienced significant job underruns, averaging 34% over the past 2 months. This may be a fluke, but could also be evidence-based data that the implementation of self-managed production teams can positively increase productivity and efficiency. Additional time is needed to see if this trend continues. Quality improvements at the Rocky Mountain Service Center are measured through the reduction of rework and internal nonconformances. The Rocky Mountain Service Center has been experiencing an overall decrease in rework over the past 3 years. However, the past 2 months of rework is continuing to trend under previous years. Additionally, internal manufacturing nonconformances are slightly reduced from a total of 14 year-to-date in fiscal 2009 to 11 year-to-date in fiscal 2010. These may also be coincidences, and future months will validate the impact of self-managed production teams. All self-managed production team indicators are positive, and ultimately, the Rocky Mountain Service Center avoided furloughs this summer. Several meetings are scheduled at my corporate office over the next 2 months, including a presentation to upper management to present this project's findings and recommendations. Determining the long-term impact of self-managed production teams at the Rocky Mountain Service Center will require execution of multiple recommendations. I recommend that a longitudinal study be enacted at the Rocky Mountain Service Center to determine the long-term potential impact of implementing self-managed production teams. It is recommended that team-building training, conflict management training, and effective communication training is provided for all Rocky Mountain Service Center employees. In particular, the shop floor employees may need multiple sessions as they are typically highly skilled and technically trained, but inexperienced with soft skills. Then, the self-managed team concept can first be put in place on full production jobs on the weekend shift, then move to implementing on the weekday shift, and then to the rebuild and shipping and receiving departments. Data collection needs to be continued to determine if the pilot self-managed production team improvements in morale, productivity, and quality will continue. I recommend the continued use of participant observation, quarterly individual interviews, and quarterly focus group meetings. It would also be beneficial to have professional surveys designed and distributed twice yearly to the 3 large stakeholding groups to determine if perceptions of the Rocky Mountain Service Center and the implementation of self-managed production teams change. Finally, I believe that self-managed production teams should be experimented with at the remaining 4 Alstom U.S. service centers. The largest service center has a 96,000 man-hour plan. The other 3 service centers have a combined 70,000 man-hour plan. The Rocky Mountain Service Center has a 42,900 man-hour plan. By increasing employee morale, reducing the cost of poor quality, and increasing productivity through the use of self-managed production teams, Alstom would position itself to attract and retain excellent employees. Additionally, a 10% improvement across the Alstom Service Center network would positively impact Alstom's bottom line by $1.3 million, providing stability for our facilities and ensuring that customers choose Alstom for their boiler and environmental product needs. Thank you.